Infected blood inquiry. Victims heckle British Prime Minister over compensation. Well, at least they've had some assistance over in the UK. The Australian victims of this exact same scandal, tens of thousands of us, of the infected blood scandal in Australia, we've had no help at all. And in fact, our Australian Labor government have made it clear that they're not going to be offering any help to thousands of people who ended up with deadly viruses like hepatitis C or HIV after receiving blood transfusions before the 2000s here in Australia. And we now have the evidence that we've provided to the Infected Blood Inquiry about how the Australian government knowingly and deliberately experimented on medical patients, including children. And we know from the Infected Blood Inquiry that when governments, like the British government, decided to experiment on British children in the 1980s, they referred to them as cheaper than chimpanzees. So it was cheaper to use British children than purchase a chimpanzee, which might have been £100 or £1,000, whatever it is. And so they went ahead like that. And that's what's happened here in Australia with the decision by the Australian Labor government is that they won't hold an investigation like the one that's happening in the UK. And they won't be assisting the children that were experimented on, injected with Hep C or HIV. So this is, obviously very distressing for our group. What's also very distressing, I suppose, for me anyway, is the fact that my health is now rapidly failing. I lost consciousness on Friday in my own home. I collapsed. I should really have gone to emergency, but after having had a suspected stroke a year prior to that, my doctor sent me to emergency, and the emergency wouldn't see me, they wouldn't treat me. Because even though I have bone marrow failure and I'm a tainted blood victim, they wouldn't see me because I didn't qualify for treatment on the basis that I hadn't had one of the COVID jabs. And my frustration over this is that, my health is failing. I don't want a COVID injection. And I believe that, that should not exclude me from being offered critical care. So I've decided just to treat myself here at home. And if I die here at home, I die. I'll never commit suicide. Okay, I've got strong faith, but I'm not doing well. And our group is not doing well. I want to thank all of the people who've donated to us. We recently had people donate to our Infected Blood Australia bank account, okay, and that was so that we could pay for our website for another year. And we've managed to do that and pay for our petition supporting a Royal Commission. We've managed to do that now. And I just want to say to those people who actually went through the inconvenience of actually donating via bank transfer, thank you so much. I'll never forget that, actually, because we really needed this extra year. Although I'm retiring at the end of the year due to my failing health and the fact that, most of our group is dead now. Help didn't get here in time. We had people literally screaming and pleading. The government killed us all. So it's very sad. There's not much hope. What can we do to sort of feel better about the fact that, we're probably all going to die? I think what we need to do is we need to go to police, and I think we need to make a criminal application about this man. This is a pervert. He should never be Health Minister of Australia. He is covering up the knowing harm of Australian children, and it's perverse. I won't stand for it. I don't know about you. Why do we pay taxes to a man that would harm the interests of families that just want to have children? He knows children were experimented on. He knows Australian children were injected knowingly with hepatitis C and HIV. And yet he continues this cover-up and denial of help. And I think that's worthy of being sent to jail. And so I can tell you now that after having wasted 35 years of my life and seeing so many people die without help that they deserved legally and had legal entitlement, how does it end? It ends with this scum being caged. We're going to cage this man, Mark Butler, Australia's Health Minister. He'll be jailed for what he's done. There were thousands of women who are infected with viruses in childbirth. He's also denying their families help as well. Look at that face. There's something not right about him. And there's something not right about this Labor government. And I can promise you now, we'll be taking action. Thank you for listening.